Personal Chefs, the page that you're on. And if you guys don't know me, I am a personal chef in Scottsdale for the last going into 9 years. And what I do now, besides run my personal chef business, is I help culinary entrepreneurs just like you start and grow your business. So you are in the right place if you are currently a personal chef, if you are cooking for clients on the side and want to get more clients, if you are a health coach or a holistic nutritionist, wellness entrepreneur, and you want to provide in-home cooking services for your clients, you are also in the right place. If you're a restaurant chef who is totally sick of it and wants to cook in people's homes, or you're doing catering or just something you really don't love and you know you want to be in people's homes, that's why I'm here. I teach people how to do that. So for today's live stream, we are going to talk about the best ways to invest in your business in the beginning when you're just starting out to get the most money on your return. And I'm going to do some myth busting on what really investing is and how you can use it to your advantage. So I just want to say hi to everybody. Pop in the comments and tell me where you are from. Say hi, tell me your name. Want to make sure you guys can hear me. Let's just see. Okay, good. Katie, I want to make sure you could hear me. Hi. Just let me know if you could hear me or if it needs to be louder and we will get going. So we're coming into the fall, where I'm from, it's not even the fall. I'm in Scottsdale, Arizona, and it is 90 degrees outside, which is actually kind of normal for now. So a lot of times with fall, we think of like things slowing down and coming into the winter, and just depending on where you are, winter could be a really hot time for you, like you're booming, you have a lot going on, or it could be a slow time where a lot of people leave your location and maybe travel, whatever it is. So every business is going to have cycles and seasons, and that's normal. And when you're in business for a long time, meaning many years, you will get to know your cycles and begin to capitalize on them. So think about what time you're in right now in your business, because investing in your business is not something that just happens once when things are dead and you have no clients. So for here, that would be during the summer. It gets, to be 115 degrees. And I used to say anybody with money leaves. It's actually not true. But I used to think that because I would be working all year, and then May, June, July would come and everything would clear out. So then I would think, oh, now I should really do marketing, or I should invest in my business, or I would get to that point in the season and I will have saved money from my higher times to use then, but I wouldn't want to use it to invest in my business because I was scared that it wouldn't go back up, or I was afraid I would spend money on advertising and not get any clients. So think about investing the same way you do in the stock market and in different investment funds. It's usually a long-term game. It is not like a short burst that you do and then come back and say, oh, that didn't work. We have to see like what works over time, because every business is different. Okay, awesome. You can hear me. So I'm going to teach on this topic for about 10-15 minutes. And then if you guys have any questions, you can put them in the comment box. I will go back there. If you're popping on now, just say hi, tell me where you are from, and we will keep going. So I have some notes over here. If you see me looking, that's where I'm looking. If you don't get what I'm saying or have any questions, you can always pop that in there as well. So investing takes on many different forms. Usually people think when you say the word investing, you think it's money. I don't have any money to invest, so I don't know what to invest in, or investing is complicated, or I don't understand much about finances, so this isn't for me. That's what a lot of people are saying. That's what I used to say to myself, especially when I was just starting out. I had this game plan of I'm just going to work like a dog. I'm going to take in all the money I can and I'm going to hoard it. I might put some in a bank, I might not, and then I will, that's what I'm going to do. Like, that was my business model. I had no idea of how to invest in your business or what was important or what should go first. So that's what this live stream is about. I'm going to go over the ways that I consider what investing is. The first one is you can invest your time. The second one is you can invest your money. And the third is investing your energy. And they are all different, but they're all connected. And you can do one and forget the others, and your result will not be as good. So they're all connected, and I'm going to go through each one, talk a little about that. And then I also put a handout, a worksheet for you guys in the comments here. Let me just paste it again. Okay, that's not it. But I'll paste the link again in the feed. And this is a worksheet that I created for investing in your business. And it is a form that you fill out to learn more about like what's important to you. And we'll go through that a little bit toward the end. There it is. Okay, good. It popped up. So the first one, I like to think of your business as a living, breathing organism. It is not just a static thing like a book or a piece of clothing that just sits there. It is something that requires time, attention, and money continuously, depending on which stage you're at. So if you think of it as like a plant, or I like to think of it as something related to nature, because we look at nature and we think, oh, it's perfect and it just got there. But it actually has a journey all on its own, relating to first the seed that it is, the environment that it's in, water, sun, weather conditions, other things all come together to make it thrive. And your business is basically the same way. So you can think of it that way and try to get out of the frame of it's separate from me, or I can put it down what I want and it's not related to my personal life or other things I do. But real entrepreneurs know, and you will know this too over time if you don't already, you are your business. Your business is your life. It is the same thing. Tell me if you guys feel that way, or if you still feel a separation between you and your business. When the weekend comes, when I used to work a 9 to 5, I would, put it down, and I knew I thought I was separate from it, because it was just a job. Somebody else owned it. But now I'm wondering if you feel the same way. If you feel connected, do you feel like there's a way to step away from your business? Let me know in the comments what you think of that. So in the beginning, you are likely, it just depends where you're coming from. You might have come out of a job or currently still working, so you have income. You may have completely quit, so you could do personal chef work. But usually in the beginning, and this was true for me, even though I had a tiny bit of income from a country club job I had on the side, $12 an hour, couldn't survive on. You're basically bootstrapping it, which means you are doing everything yourself. You are spending the absolute least money possible. And you're trying to, what I call like jerry-rig shit in the back so you don't have to spend money. And this could take on a lot of forms. Here's some things that it could sound like. You could be saying something like, I don't need a website, or I don't need fancy business cards, or I can't pay for any advertising, or I don't need a chef's coat with a logo, or I can't travel to that event and learn that or be around those type of people, Or, I can't pay to learn how to use QuickBooks or how to use Facebook ads, or I don't need a coach or someone teaching me how to do this. That's what it could usually sound like in the beginning. You're kind of making, I don't want to say excuses, but reasons up why you don't want to spend money. And it might be really legitimate, like you literally cannot have the money. Or you can have the money, but since you're in a new career, you're maybe nervous to spend it. Tell me if you guys have ever said some stuff like that to yourself. Let me just I'm going to refresh the comments. Tell me if you have ever told yourself stuff like that. I don't need a website, or I don't need fancy business cards. Okay, good. Let's come back here. What it is you're also putting stuff off, meaning like any timeline that you want stuff to happen is kind of out the window because you're letting money dictate what happens. And you, at this point, are probably investing little to no money in your business. And you make a habit of denying yourself things in your business that can help you. So in the beginning, like for tracking finances, I did a live stream about this last week. You can check it out on this page in the video section. I talked about tracking your finances and not waiting, and people think they don't make any money in the beginning, so they don't need to track it, but you really do. But it's the difference between tracking your finances on an Excel sheet or a Word document versus paying for QuickBooks or paying for FreshBooks, is you're denying yourself that easier, better way to do something because you think, oh, I'll just do it this way and it costs no money. There's nothing wrong with this. This is just like I'm just going over like what you might be thinking in the beginning. And once you get in that habit of denying yourself things in your business that you really want, it travels over into other areas of your life, and you kind of just keep putting it off because you're waiting for that windfall or, that big, amazing client to hand you a boatload of money, and then I'm going to do this, and then I'm going to do that. So you're kind of waiting on things outside of you to happen versus deciding the timeline that you want to grow your business. So what I would like you to do is have an open mind about this and get in the habit of investing in yourself by one of these three methods: time, money, or energy, continuously and little by little. It's not like you're going to take a month off and only work on your website and not get any clients. That's not investing in your business. That's stupid. It needs to happen progressively, little by little, and in all three forms, not just money. So think of your business like a bucket of water. You start with a certain amount, maybe it's half full. And what I'm considering that half full water is, maybe you went to culinary school. These are the building blocks of your business. Maybe you didn't go to culinary school, but you grew up in a cooking family. Basically, you can cook. You have a service that you want to provide. Something about this industry, this service, this connection with people you're attracted to. So you print business cards and you say, I'm going to do this, but I'm going to get the free ones from Vistaprint because I don't need to spend money on business cards. I don't have any clients. And then you set up a free website from Weebly. This is just one place. They all have options of this. But you don't want to pay for getting your own email address or having custom framework that you could change all of the colors and fonts. You're just doing the absolute bare minimum. And maybe you're watching somebody's videos or reading books from the library, and you have some sort of idea of what services you're going to offer. This is what I would call putting sweat equity into your business. So this is your time. That's what we're talking about now. All of this takes up your time. So instead of paying someone to do your website, you're going to do it yourself on a free server, on a free, platform. Instead of doing paid business cards that have, rich colors and feel thick or whatever it is, you're going to do that free, and you're putting your time into it. Let me just change this. So what's going on now is little to no money is probably going into the business, but you're using all of your time. And if you go back to the bucket idea, you may have one or two clients, maybe you have none. Whatever it is, you are banking on those like two clients. And then when one leaves, you are panicked and you don't know what to do. And then eventually the other one leaves and you're so scared and then you have nothing. So energetically, you keep kind of taking out of the bucket. It's like your business is the half bucket of water and you are working it with your time, but you're really not putting anything in but your time. You're missing the other two, which is your energy and money. And then what it is you're kind of left with nothing. When those clients leave, you keep wanting to take out of the bucket, but you haven't really put a lot of stuff in. It's like an energetic give and take. So if you're not continuously improving yourself, whether it's through education or your outlook on things, just reading, stuff like that, just general improvement, you're going to have nothing left in the bucket. And we don't want to get to that point because that's when people leave and burn out. So tell me if you guys get what I'm saying. If this is interesting to you. Katie says you're guilty of that. Hi, Egal. Tell me if this resonates with you. I know you started several businesses. What was it like in the beginning? And it's a fun point to be at, but what happens is your bucket will be empty. And then that's when a lot of people, say, this isn't for me, this isn't working, I need to make money, and I'm going to go back to my day job. So come back to remembering your business is a living, breathing thing. You want this vehicle, your business, to support you. If you're going to ask this business to pay your rent, to pay your food bills, to pay your health care. How is it fair that you don't give anything back to it? And I didn't used to realize that in my business. It would just be a take, take, take. I would cook for people, take the money. I would never invest in my business. I didn't even see the reason why. And ultimately, you're left with nothing and you're burnt out. So think of it as a give and take. And it is a living, breathing organism that is created to support you and to help people. So you have to pay attention to it. I'm just looking at my notes here. They're kind of smushed. Okay. You can only just survive so long with that half-empty bucket, which is going down and down, before, you're going to get really disappointed at your results. And looking for free content online, you can spend your whole life doing that. 90% of the content online is free and you can learn from it. But when you make a commitment to your business with time, money, and energy, something changes. It changes within you and it changes within the people that are going to want your service. And it suddenly becomes more important, or more the commitment to it. That's really what it is. And that shift can happen several times during your business. In the beginning, it's hard because you might not see the physical proof. There might not be people calling you every day to cook for you. Or you might be making, $100 or $200 a cook day, but you really want to be making $300 or $400 a day. So the part in the beginning is the hardest. The important thing is to get to a commitment spot about it, that you're committed to the growth of your business and the growth of yourself. So what happens when you don't make that commitment is everything becomes harder. You're kind of always 1 foot in the door, 1 foot out the door. You don't know what's working. You don't know why you're not making any money. You don't know why you've spent so much time on your website and nobody even sees it. Like, there's just a big mismatch going on. So it kind of has to be all three at once: time, energy, and money. And it does not have to be a lot of money. Don't get crazy with I don't have any money, I can't do this. So there's always a learning curve. When you start something in the beginning, do not think you're going to do everything perfectly. That's not how this works, and it's not supposed to. It's completely normal to break even or not even make any money in years 1 and 2. That is actually the standard of any small business, is if you can even get to break even, meaning you're bringing in enough money to cover your expenses, including living expenses, then you're ahead of the game. And a lot of people think, oh, I've been doing this 6 months and I'm not making any money. I mean, that's normal. But people don't want to go through that hard period where they feel like they're not getting results, even though you are. You're sowing the seeds for other stuff to come up later. So has anyone ever felt that, where you feel like you're giving in, but you're not getting it back, and maybe you're 1 foot in the door, 1 foot out the door, or you're trying a bunch of stuff, you don't know what's working, so you're quitting one and you're just hopping from activity to activity? Tell me if that is you now. Hi Tia, you're from Indiana or Indy, I think. Okay. If you're 1 foot in the door, 1 foot out, there's nothing wrong with it. You could just say it. I was too for a long time. I think I just said this in the beginning. I was working at a country club part-time because I had no clients. And I was like, oh, I still need to make money. It was $12 an hour. I could not even pay my rent with that. And every time the phone would ring for a personal chef service, I was so exhausted and annoyed and angry at my job that I didn't even care and I didn't even do a good job. So being 1 foot in the door, 1 foot out like that, dividing my time, was a killer to me. And I couldn't get my business off the ground, really. I mean, I had random clients, but nothing good and consistent and worthwhile kicked in until I said goodbye to that job. So maybe someone has that experience too, or maybe you have that coming up, but you're nervous. Okay, Tia, yeah, that's how it was with meal prep. Tell me about that. So you tried meal prep, or I don't know, explain that a tiny bit more. Timothy, you feel it? Yeah. It's a hard place to be, but it is part of the journey. And every entrepreneur has to go through it. The point is, once you stick it out and you get to the other side, that's when real life begins. And it's awesome. And you're your own boss. And you write your own paycheck. Okay. Another little tidbit that maybe you do not know. 95% of all small businesses do not even make it past year 5. That means people run out of money. They give up. They're burnt out. They don't know what to do. They go to do something else. They just quit. Whatever it is. So we are going into our 9th year. So that is an amazing feat to begin with. It's amazing that we're profitable. And it takes years and years and years of work. This wasn't, how it was in the beginning. And if you want long-term success, this is like a topic to come back to over and over. So what does it look like when you're making a commitment to all three, investing time, money, and energy in your business? Here's what it looks like with time. You're carving out specific days that you're open to cook. So Entrepreneur 101, success, start using a calendar religiously. There is not one successful person, business executive, rockstar entrepreneur that doesn't live and die by their calendar. I used to work in an office in Manhattan for many years as an executive assistant, and my bosses, who were making hundreds of thousands of dollars, literally lived and died by their calendar. There is no other way to live, because you have to know what's important to you, what's on your calendar, what do you need to get done, who needs what from me. And I was young and I knew nothing, and I didn't use a calendar, but I managed her calendar, and I just saw the way she was able to operate when that was possible, even though I didn't do it in my life for many years later. Now I'm addicted to my calendar. It is one of the most important tools that I use as an entrepreneur. And part of getting this time piece right and getting out of the addiction of saying, I have no time, I don't have any time for this, is using your calendar. So you're going to use specific days on your calendar that's carved out as cook days. I don't care if they're filled with anybody now. You just want to mark day 1, day 2, day 3, day 4, whatever it is. And you want to have this specifically scheduled throughout the month. Don't just say like, okay, this week I have Monday and Friday. That's not like a plan or something like long term or interesting. Hold on, I'm going to move this over. You want to plan for long term success. So you take out your calendar for the month and you pick your cook days and let them be open to be filled in with people. If you currently work a job full-time, part-time, and you're deciding I can only work Saturdays and Sundays, open that up. I can work Wednesdays after 4, whatever it is, get that ready. The universe needs to see it's open for it to be filled. If you are jamming your schedule with crap that's unrelated to this, it's not going to come to you because it's just not. Also, what time in your business looks like is booking administrative time into your calendar for inquiries, making menus, processing payments, everything related to the back end of this business. It's not all the glory you think is cooking in people's homes. And I love it. I could do it all day long. But there is hours and hours of back work that it takes to make that happen. And once you get several clients going at once, this will be an ongoing process that you need to do. So book administrative time on your calendar. This could be 2 hours a day, every day. This could be 4 hours, Monday, Wednesday, and Friday, whatever it is. Even if you don't have the work right now to fill that time, mark it out. Let's just see how it lays out. And then I want you to book money tracking time on your calendar. This could be every Friday from 4 to 6. I go into my sheet, my Excel sheet, and I update my payments and my expenses. Or, I do QuickBooks every Monday from 9 a.m. to 10 a.m. Even if you're not making any money, do this. Just lay it out and see what this real life looks like. It's part of this is if you don't know what it looks like, you think it's not going to happen. So we're planning out what this looks like right now. Also, I want you to carve out time, and this might sound weird, to allow yourself to be creative and fun with food and be involved in fun activities, engaging in things in life that inspire you. What happens when you're business building and you're going in the beginning, fun things can go out the window immediately. And that definitely happened with me. It's even still happening because my business and my family are the most important. So fun for me often goes to the back burner. When you're first starting out and you're losing your creativity and you're losing your private time, or you're having a lot of overlap between business and life and you're not used to it, you can get burnt out really fast. So plan time in your calendar to do fun things. This could be twice a week. You go hiking. You do a yoga class 3 times a week. You go shopping. You buy a new cookbook and do 10 recipes out of it. You block the whole Saturday for yourself. Whatever it is. It doesn't have to be like solely food related, but I'm assuming because we're all obsessed with food and we love it, it might be. So tell me some activities that you want to plug into that category right now. Type them in the comments. I'm interested in seeing what you guys want to do for fun, how you're going to get that creativity and interesting things back into your life and your business, because this helps with money making, being creative. So write that in the comments if you guys have any of those. I'm going to refresh this and see what's happening. What are some fun things you guys like to do? Is it being outside? Is it playing with your dog, playing with your kids? I also like to do painting with my 3-year-old who's hilarious. And she also likes to play restaurant and do all sorts of fun stuff. So I like to do that. Tell me what you like to do. Okay, perfect. We can come back to that. What else? Last part of time is you're planning your fun activities, you're being engaged, you're staying creative. Get out of the trap, and I call it an addiction, of consistently saying, I don't have time, I don't have enough time. These are fake excuses that everybody makes up because they're not focused. Everybody has the same amount of time. I've heard people say like Oprah and Richard Branson have the same amount of time as I do. Why are they multi-billionaires? Because of what they do with their time, it's different. And because the way they think is different. We all have the same amount of time. Don't use that as an excuse to not do what you came to do, why you're here, basically. It's also like this get out of jail card you give yourself all the time. Like if I had a to-do list and it had too many items and I wasn't focused and I didn't plan well, I'll be like, oh, I just didn't have time, or oh, this is so annoying. Whatever excuses I'm going to make, or I don't have any time. It's just get that out of your vocabulary. It's never going to help you. Never. No executive making hundreds of thousands of dollars a year ever, I've worked around a lot of them, says I don't have any time. They just don't, because they know how to use their time well. Last part is the trap of being consistently busy. This is also a crazy psycho modern day addiction. The internet has helped with this. Answering someone with, hi, how are you? Oh, I'm busy. That's not an answer. That is stupid. I can't stand that. Everyone's busy. Everyone can fill their time with busy shit. That's not the point of why you're on this earth. You're on this earth to be happy, be engaged, help people, love what you're doing, love other people, learn from other people, and teach. You're not here to be busy. Don't just wake up and look at your to-do list and be like, fuck, I have the worst day. That's going to set you up for failure. Plan your to-do list. Don't even have a to-do list. Start with, what do I need to learn today? Who do I need to help today? How can I be of service today? That's actually what I ask myself every morning when I meditate. How can I be of service? What do I need to learn? How can I be more open to listening? The to-do will come from that. But if you don't get in touch with those questions first, you're going to have a shitty day every day. And then some days, some people will pay you money for things, and some days people won't, and you'll hate yourself and you'll think it's not working. So try to start your day with not what to do, but who do I need to be, what do I need to learn, something like that. Getting out of the addiction of being busy, and I think of this all the time, people survived without a cell phone in their hand for hundreds and hundreds of years. It is profoundly unnecessary. It takes your concentration and focus away from so many important things. That is an addiction. I'm working on it. I hope you will too. I know we're using technology for a good thing here, but you don't have to be 25 hours a day holding a phone in your hand, staring at it. It's going to hurt your creativity and stuff like that. Okay. Tell me if you guys are jiving with this, if you understand. We're going to move on to investing in money. I'm going to speed it up a tiny bit. Let me know if you have any questions on what we just talked about. Okay, Katie, you like playing roller derby. That's awesome. And playing with your puppies. Oh, that's cute. Okay, Elizabeth, you agree. Awesome. Tia, so true. Yeah, I mean, I don't know. I could go on about cell phones and stuff, but if you just ask yourself, instead, what do I need to do? Who do I need to be? Your answer will be really different, and you'll know what to do. Okay, we're talking about the 3 things that investing in your business compromise is made of. Time, money, and energy. We just talked about time. Let's talk about money. I would love if you set aside a monthly budget. It does not matter how much it is. If it is $5, it's $5. I don't care. No matter how big or how small, this is going to start as your pot of your investing and marketing budget for your business. I don't care if it's $5. I don't care if it's $100. If you have $1,000, whatever it is, make it the same every month. Excuse me. And as your business increases, you can change that amount. But this is going to be an expense just like you pay your rent. It's not like if you're putting in $25 a month and then you get to the next month and you're like, oh, I didn't make any money, I'm not going to put it in. I don't care. Put it in anyway. It's the same thing. Think of it as a bill that you have to pay. This is not wasting money. Even if you don't know what to do with it, you don't have to know exactly what to do with it, because I know a lot of people don't put money toward marketing because they don't know what to do with it, or they're nervous that they're going to waste it. That doesn't matter. Don't think of that yet. Just think of what it would feel like to actually be consistently investing in your business money-wise. Also, try to shift your thinking away from this is not working out or I don't know what to do with it. Those answers will come to you over time by consistently doing this. If you're having an ad and you're running it for 1 month and you're not getting any calls, and then you're pissed and you're saying, I just threw out $200, it's a really not realistic way to look at marketing, especially print and running ads, because 1 month is not enough time to see a return on your investment, period. You might not have more money to throw into it, and that's fine, but it's not accurate to say that didn't work. Print ads need to be in front of people over and over and over and over for months, possibly before they take action, or that they have brand recognition and they've seen your logo before, or they might see your ad and not have a need for it, but then next month they do, and they're like, oh, you're in here again, I gotta call her. Whatever it is. People do things once for a short period of time for a small amount of money, and then they're pissed that it's not working. We don't know it's not working, so keep an open mind about that. You want to think of a long-term game. Same thing as with time. It's the same thing with money. You can't run a Facebook ad for 1 week and say it didn't work. Facebook, first of all, is an entirely another language. It's literally like another world in there. If you don't have somebody helping you and showing you what to do, that could be a waste of money, but it takes 4 to 5 days at least for your ad to optimize, meaning they're showing it to the right people. So if you run an ad for 7 days, you spent $45 and you got nothing out of it, it is not Facebook's fault, because there's a whole way to do all of these things. There's also many different parts of it. It could be the ad itself. It could be the offer. It could be you're directing them to your website and your website is not clear. It could be any one of those things. But just trying something for a short period of time with a short amount of money and saying it doesn't work is a recipe for failure. Let's move away from that. I'm going to show you the example of Elon Musk of Tesla, who everyone thinks is just building a cool car, an expensive, nice, cool car, and it runs on a battery. What he's actually doing is changing the way the world uses batteries. He is a battery company and an energy company and a game changer that happens to make cars. He's in it for the long term. He's literally putting people in space. What does that have to do with a car? The point is, if he was like, Tesla's not making any money, these cars are not selling, he'd pack up and leave. He doesn't care about that in the short term. In the long term, the reality of it is most cars will probably be running on battery or something else, and it will probably be related to something he's doing. That's how to think a little bit differently about this. The last part of money is do it for stuff that you think is important. Asking everybody else what you should do or what are they doing or copying other people is not the best, because it's not going to feel authentic to you. If you've heard me talk before, I preach hard on a website. I think it is the most valuable marketing tool that I have for my business. It brings in 30 to 40 leads a month and $20,000 in revenue most months. It's all because of the web presence and our ranking on Google and how much time, money, and energy that I've put into it. If that's something important to you, then work on that piece. If you like to do live events and demos and you want to get into every Whole Foods and you want to host your own cooking classes at Sur La Table or, Williams Sonoma, put time, money, and energy into that. Don't be afraid to put money towards something you love and that you think is important. Who is hearing this? Let me know what you think of that. If you've invested money before in your business, maybe it's worked out that the way you thought. Maybe it hasn't. Maybe you didn't do it for long enough. Let me know your experience on that. Investing money in your biz. Okay, who else is here? Okay, so more people have popped on. Let me refresh this. Come say hi. Tell me where you're from. We are talking about investing in your biz. And then we're going to talk about the last thing and go over the document. So, perfect. Let's move on. We talked about time. We talked about money. Let's talk about energy. I'm not going to be woo-woo and weird and, all philosophical on ya, because all I know is my perspective of what energy is. And you may not have this, you may. I think of energy as basically is the power and the feeling that you bring to the table in relation to your life and your business. It is like a silent, unseen thing. It's more of something you feel. Everyone has met somebody or walked into a place where you feel like the energy is off. Or you meet somebody and you love their energy and you want to be around them. Or you go into a client's home and you feel at home immediately, like you felt like you've been there before or that you know them already. Something like that. That's what energy is. Having a lack attitude, meaning you are without, you're missing, I don't have, is the fastest way to screw up your energy and to attract the wrong things to you. So if you are saying, even in your head, not out loud, stuff like, no one's going to buy a $300 service from me, or people in my area don't understand what a personal chef is and nobody is going to book me. You could be saying things like, I'm too scared to ask for people to pay for my service before I'm finished. Or I know I don't want to charge hourly, but I'm too afraid to ask for $300. And another one could be, I should get a 9-to-5 because I probably can't even pay my bills next month. This is all coming from a place of lack. Your energy is saying, I'm without, I need, I don't have. This is going to attract all of the wrong shit to you. You have to think that that is not true, because it is not true. If you keep thinking this, you are going to keep clients 50,000 feet away from you at all times. No high quality, well-paying client is going to go near that unless they're cheap and annoying and not a good client anyway. So your energy matters. Take stock of this every single day until it gets on track. How to shift your energy. If you're noticing that that's what's going on, a couple of things. First, I want you to act as if. This is not like a pretend play game. This is like how to really change the thoughts in your head to get what you want. You need to act as if I have 3 paying clients right now. 1 is a family of 4, 1 is a single guy, and 1 is a young couple with no kids. Here's the service that I provide each of them. Write out the service. Write out the menus that you are going to cook for them. I don't care if this is a real client. I don't care if it's real money. You are setting up this scenario in your head, and then magically it's going to be drawn to you. Some form or variation of it is. That's the only way it works. Get clear on what you really want. A lot of people come to me and say, I just want a client. It is so vague and annoying that it's going to be hard to attract anybody to you because it's not specific enough. You need to be specific. If you teach people how to make sushi in beautiful at-home parties, be very specific. I'm looking for a couple. It's their 20th wedding anniversary. They're having 30 guests at their home. Their home is located at, give me the cross streets. They're doing a sushi dinner party, paying $125 a person. I am buying my fresh fish at. I am making my rice before at this time. This is what I'm wearing. This is the equipment that I need to bring. Walk through the whole thing. This is how it actually happens. It happens in your mind first, and then in the world it comes to you. Get clear, act as if, lay it out in your head, lay it out on a piece of paper. This is what manifesting is. We've all seen The Secret. This is a variation of that. Use it to your advantage in your life. The way you keep clients away is coming from a place of lack. The way you keep clients coming towards you is coming from a place of abundance. You do not have to be a millionaire to feel abundant. There's many ways to feel abundant. You start by being grateful. List everything you're grateful for. I list the littlest things, and they're important to me. I'm grateful for clean air. I am grateful for having food in my fridge. I am grateful for seeing 3 butterflies on my walk this morning. That specificity is beautiful and helpful and going to draw the right people to you. We're talking about the energy you have. That's how you invested in your business, by coming to the table with positive energy. Tell me if you guys understand what I'm saying, if this makes sense, if you've had maybe negative or lack energy before and you know you need to shift it, or if you come with really positive energy and you know that it affects your day in a good way. Let me know your experience on that. Excellent. Let's go over. I'm going to tell you how I would invest $100 a month if I had it for my business, but I'm going to go over to the document first. So this document is called Investing in Your Business Worksheet. It is in the feed of this live stream. It is also posted on this page on the feed, on the normal feed in discussion. And if you're watching in my Facebook group, which I will put a link for now, it is under the Documents tab. Let me just see. Why do you do that? Hold on one second. I'm going to get you the link to the group. So if you're not in this Facebook group, you definitely should be. Okay, we're close to 1,000 people. Oh my gosh, that's awesome. All right, pop over to this group. It's a good conversation. It's a lot of really good people. And the document we're talking about now is under the Files tab in the group. So this is just a quick worksheet of ways that you can lay out what's important for you to invest in your business. I want you to list all of the areas that you want to invest in, including marketing activities that you want to engage in. It could be physical things that you have to go to. Whatever it is, it's going to have an approximate cost listed next to it. Do actual research to confirm that those numbers are correct. Don't just guess. I've seen so many times where we think something is way more expensive or out of reach than we thought because research wasn't done about it. People think designing a website or redesigning a website is $5,000. That is 100% not the case. You can have a professional design a website for $800, for $500, for $1,200. Whatever it is, do research and interview places. Then I want you to rank in order of importance what you want first. Number 1 is the most important. This means numbers 1 to 3 get calendared and done in the next 30 days. 30 to 60 days, whatever, if it's a bigger project. Numbers 1 to 4 that you're ranking, 4 to 7 that you're ranking need to be done in the next 90 days. And then any number after 7 could be something in the back burner or something that you're not too sure about and you have to do research on. Whatever it is, get it on here. So here's some examples. Your examples could be similar. Again, do what you feel is right. If you know that a website is important to you and it is a vital marketing tool, that should be a number 1. If you love, like I said, doing demos and events in person, then that should be your number 1. So I put business cards, and then I put a custom logo chef's coat. See, it has a much higher number. So it's like not that important. I wanted to research web design and hosting. And I wrote specifically, choose 3 providers by that date. Then I can fill in the pricing. I want a new saute pan. I want to attend a chamber meeting once a week for an entire month. Even if I have to pay for every single one $20, that's $80. And I'm getting in front of people that I can be in relationships with that will help my business. I did a print ad in the Natural News for 6 months. Again, don't run an ad once and be like, nobody's looking. And then I wanted to buy 3 new cookbooks and a membership to Plate Joy. Plate Joy is like an online meal aggregating planner. So that could help your business too. But you're going to put yours in here. You're going to put correct costs and then you're going to rate them, meaning what's the most important to you. If you guys want to send me that and post it on this page, or even better in the group, put up your chart of what you want to invest in your business so other people could support you and help you. Okay, Katie, I love that you're explaining energies and gratitude because I personally practice this every day. Awesome. And it makes a world of difference. It has changed my attitude towards money, which for a long time I felt was evil, and now feels less of a struggle every day. Excellent. So true. A lot of people have such a negative relationship with money, and it blocks people from so many things because money's not even what you think it is. It is literally unlimited and abundant, and the only problem is the way you think about it. But people always think it's the money's the problem. I don't have this. I don't have money. I don't have this. But that's not actually what it is. And you could drive anywhere in the world and see abundance beyond you can even understand. And you know the money's there. So that's not it. It's the way you think about it. So that's a really good distinction. Thanks for sharing that. We went over the chart. We talked about 3 ways that you can invest in your business. All 3 are related: time, energy, and money. And I'm going to tell you how I would invest $100. It's related to that sheet, and we'll go back to that. And then we're going to talk about quickly how to figure out what you really want, because you might not even know what you want. So in moving back to the sheet, what I would do is fill out this whole thing with my wish list and rate it. Then I would only take items 1 to 4, meaning the most important things, add those up and divide it by 6 months or divide it by 12 months. And that's how much money I would start putting toward my investing and my marketing budget. I'm calling it the same thing in my business. Because frankly, all of these things are important, but you could want to get a new computer. You could want to buy coaching, from somebody who's going to teach you how to set up your services, all stuff like that. You could want to get coaching on Facebook ads so you can start running that, and you want to put a budget toward that. So that's how I would spend my $100 every month. And this is something that I've done in the past, and you go over this list every 6 months and you go back to it and you say what's important, what's not. I know we had, for 6 years, I did not have custom chef's coats with custom logos on it, because I just thought, oh, I'm cooking in people's homes and I have 1 or 2 people that work for me. It's not a big deal. Now that we have 5 people that work for this company, seeing your logo on the chef's coat is amazing. It is a real different feeling. The clients love it. The chefs love it because they have like a place and a purpose. And that became more important. So that came up to the top. It wasn't even expensive. It was just something I put off for a really long time. So every 6 months, you're going to come back to this, see what's important to you. Maybe you ran your ad in natural news for 6 months and you were getting people only looking for meal delivery, or you were getting inquiries that are only vegan and you don't really want to do that. Then you tried it, you saw how many people contacted you, and it's time to move on. Okay. Also, go into your priority of what you're investing with in terms of the outcome you want. So if you are looking for 3 weekly in-home cooking clients reoccurring, your investment list is going to be different than if you were looking to book 5 holiday parties in December. Those require different investments. For a time-related specific one-time events, like you want to book 5 holiday parties in December, you could go really hard on web and print advertising. You could be offering specials. You could be doing demos in stores, Thanksgiving, so people are getting your card, knowing you, knowing who to go to for their holiday party. That's different spending than if your goal is to get 3 weekly clients over and over. That could be more related to, okay, we start school here in August, which is insane, the beginning of the year. So in July, we start targeting families, moms, dads, in things that they do. So when they come back in August, they know to call us already. Okay, keep that in mind. The end result that you want determines what you're going to invest in. Last part. So how do we figure out what we really want to invest in and what we really want? And this happens within yourself. It happens with quiet time within yourself, so you can hear the own voice in your head. This is not psycho or weird. This is like literally what the richest people do in the world. You have to be able to have your own voice and listen to yourself and what you really want, instead of the psycho massive craziness outside of you telling you what to do. Make more money, get. Listening to yourself. So what I like to do is sit quietly and ask myself, if money wasn't any type of issue, what would I want to invest in myself and in my business? And this will change over time. Just sit there quietly, set a timer, 5 minutes, 7 minutes, and just ask yourself, sit with a pen and paper next to you. And it could be things that you never even thought of because you're always using money as a block. Honestly, what I want to do is I want to go on a yoga retreat that's 14 days long in Costa Rica. Why don't I ever think about doing this? I have all sorts of excuses. I can't leave my young children. I don't want to take the foot off the gas in my business. Whatever it is, forget all those things and write down what you really want, because this is going to dictate what you actually do. Don't just do what you think you should do or what you need to do to make money. After you make that list, I would love if you shared it on this page, in this feed, or in the group, because other people have those desires too. You are not alone. I'm not the only one that wants to go on a yoga retreat, I bet. And then enjoy the journey. There's no fast forward button. There's no rewind button. This is it. This is the present moment. These are the tasks and the ideas and the creations in front of you right now. Just wishing that you had more money, you had more clients. It's like pressing a fast forward button on a tape that's not even in there. It doesn't even make sense. You can't fast forward. This is what's in front of you. I like, why so many of us love cooking so much. I assume it's true for a lot of you. This is what's true for me, is Cooking is one of the most important present activities. You must be present where you are right then and there to actually cook. You're holding a knife, you have hot things. I'm not thinking about where I'm going to work out, what I'm going to do later, how I have no money, how this person owes me money. I don't care about any of that. You are focused on the task at hand in such a way that you are happy and that you are grateful and that you're joyful. That's why I hear so many people love to cook. That's your job. That's what you concentrate on. Don't hit the fast forward. Don't hit the rewind. Just be there. So I hope you guys enjoyed this. I hope that you picked up on some different ways to invest in your business, taking it little by little, and just kind of being present, seeing what you really want, and being curious about what's possible for you when you invest long term in yourself and your business. So let me see if anybody has any quick questions. I'm going to go back to the feed if I can find it. Uh-oh, I'm in the wrong thing. Okay, here we are. Any last questions? If you are watching the replay, you can put a question in here at the bottom, and I will come back. Okay, you should get what you're worth, obviously. Obviously, Tia. Okay, good. So, again, watch the replay, take some notes. I hope you guys enjoyed, and I will